members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, parents, classmates, and friends. We did it. We survived 4 years of high school, and now we're graduating. We have succeeded. Our goal now is to step up to new challenges and to continue to strive for success in everything else that we may do. We began our journey 12 years ago, as if we were sailing down small, meandering streams. The water was calm and life seemed easy, but we were a little shaky and unsure of what life held for us around the bend. Then, all of the streams met at one big river as we left our different grade schools and became students here at BFA. Together, we have matured and gradually gained more confidence in ourselves. We have learned a lot which will help us in life. I know that at many times we have often wondered, how is knowing this ever going to help me in life? And granted, we may never need to know the exact date of the Magna Carta or how to find the roots of a complex number. But the fact is, we have no idea what we will need to know or when we will need to know it. So we must learn as much as we can. Knowledge really is power because it enables us to make choices, the right choices, the smart choices. We may not realize it just yet, but the teachers and faculty at BFA have given us this gift of knowledge. And I'm not just talking about the reading, writing, and arithmetic that came out of the textbooks. In our 4 years here at BFA, we have also learned about life in general. We have formed lifetime friendships, and we have also dealt with loss. We have grown in our understanding of ourselves and others who are different from us. We have learned about leadership, teamwork, helping others in our community, and much, much more. Now, as the river meets with the vast ocean of our future, we are prepared to go wherever the wind may take us. As we stare off into the ever-distant horizon at the rising sun, we see a glimpse of freedom. But along with that freedom also comes more responsibility as we sail out on our own. At times, the winds may change and send us in unexpected directions, such as a career change or a decision to start a family. And at other times, we may feel like we are drowning in decisions. But we must always remember that the knowledge and experience we have gained thus far will guide us so that we do not get lost and help us to make the right choices so that we do not sink. We should also realize that even though we are heading off on our own, our parents, teachers, and friends who have helped us to get this far will be there for us when we need a hand. Just a few months ago, when I decided that I was going to continue my education in Vermont, my father asked me whether it was he or my friends who persuaded me to stay close to home, rather than going to a college in Boston. I jokingly replied that it was neither one, but the fact that I wanted to be able to bring my dirty laundry home on the weekends. However, I know that I will continue to need my parents' help for much more than just my laundry. All of us will, whether we admit to it or not. Before I wrote this speech, I spent a great deal of time thinking about what I could say that would be inspiring. But then I realized something. We've already been inspired. Our parents, teachers, and friends have encouraged us and nurtured us, and we owe them a great deal of thanks. Now it is our turn to give back by continuing to set goals, working hard, and striving to make a difference. Our success will not be measured by our accomplishments or the amount of money we have in our pockets, but by our dedication, perseverance, and effort. In 1969, Neil Armstrong set out on a far greater journey than us, and as he accomplished his goal of setting foot on the moon, he triumphantly declared, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Now, as we continue on our journey towards the rising sun beyond the horizon of our dreams, whatever progress we make will also profoundly change the world. Congratulations and good luck.
Fellow classmates and friends, we're finally here. Just think, 4 years ago, we graduated from the 8th grade. We were so excited yet frightened of coming to this big high school in the fall. We were frightened of getting picked on for being the freshmen with the backpacks, but we were excited to find out if there really was a pool on the 4th floor. Our lives have changed so much since then, and there are plenty more changes we have to look forward to through the rest of our lives. In the 4 years that we have been here at BFA, we have all grown to be independent. While many of us are thinking about the independence that comes with high school graduation, of going to college, or even living on your own, we should perhaps be thinking about what it means to be interdependent at the same time. Interdependence for adults means learning to rely on each other when necessary, to support each other when needed, and to give of oneself freely. It means being connected to our past and present and reaching for our futures. We have all made some lasting friendships in our 13 years of schooling that has allowed us to learn to help each other in hard times. Many of us probably have friends here that we have known those entire 13 years. Although most of my close friends I met in the past year, I still remember all the good times I used to have in school, sports, and other childhood activities. Sharing, helping friends, and thinking for ourselves are very important tools that we have all learned. Presently, we are working together to keep friendships and celebrate all of our accomplishments upon this wonderful day of graduation. Each person's future will be very different. Different because our hopes and dreams are unique. Success is defined by each person in our own way, but eventually it comes down not to whether we are the best at what we do, but that we simply do the best with what we have. We must develop a passion for what we do, regardless of what it is. Enjoyment comes from the attitude that we put toward our everyday lives. Charles Swindoll wrote, "The remarkable thing is, we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. The only thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I'm convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes." Interdependence and independence go hand in hand. We care for each other, we learn together, we remember the wonderful times, and forgive each other and ourselves when we need to. And now, we will wish each other well as we all go our separate ways after this graduation ceremony. We all will be reminded every day of how great these 4 years have been, even after the parties and ceremonies are over. And we can all understand that we have each other no matter how far away we go. Congratulations and good luck to the class of 1998.
My words probably won't be as good as that, but you know. I'm David Persons, the senior class president, and today it's my honor to introduce the class of 1998's graduation speaker. Mr. Haynes is going to be our speaker today. He lives right here in St. Albans with his wife and is the father of 5 children, with the youngest being Hillary Haynes, a member of our class here today. Mr. Haynes has been in the military. He was a military instructor in the United States Army. And for the past 29 years, he's been a teacher here at BFA and a mascot. A lot of people know him as the Bird. So without further ado, here's Mr. John Haynes.
It doesn't get any better than this, I'll tell you. Looking out here at all 201 of you, I'm really pleased to be here, and I thank you very, very much for inviting me. The last commencement address I delivered was to the class of 1985. It was 13 years ago. And when President Persons, about a month ago, asked me if I would be willing to come in and speak, I said, sure, I'd love to speak. I said, I've had graduation addresses each and every year that I haven't spoken. I have 13 of them stored up. Well, David Persons' eyes bugged out of his head. He says, I know how the Birdman can talk. And if he's going to try to put 13 years of graduation addresses into one afternoon, we are in big, big trouble. So in any case, I certainly thank you for being here. I have a plan, and my time here will be divided into thirds, not equal thirds. But what I'd like to have you do, class of 1998, is join me in welcoming some people who are very, very important to us. Will you please stand up and face the rear of the hall? Nobody in this hall has ever seen a graduating class face to face in one group. And graduates, while you look out there, you're looking at people who are extremely proud. And if these people had to make a list of the proudest moments in their lives, today would be on that list, June 13th, 1998. So I want you to thank the people who have come here to see you this afternoon. Now, if you'll turn back around to your right a little bit, I want to welcome some other folks. We're not done. We're not done. First off, I'd like to have our Board of Trustees stand, please. Many of you have never seen these members of the board, but I know every single one of them, and I'm telling you the job they do in leading this school is monumental. It's a very, very tough job. It's a big job. So would you please welcome our Board of Trustees. Thank you. A smaller group who has day-to-day impact on our lives is our group of 3 administrators. Would our administrators please stand? Headmaster Godin, Assistant Headmaster Levis, and Assistant Principal Camisa. These are the gentlemen who lead us from day to day and provide direction. Can we welcome them, please? And Mrs. Webley. Stand up. No. Stay right there. The biggest group in this area is a very important group, and that is our faculty. I'd ask the faculty to please stand and face the graduates. For those of you in the audience, you're looking at the 2 groups who make education happen here day after day, 185 days. And oftentimes our faculty does not get the recognition that it deserves, but I'll tell you, I know many of them. I've been here for a number of years, and I can tell you that most of their waking hours are spent in thinking of ways to better educate you, the class of 1998. So would you please welcome our faculty. Thank you very much. Be seated, please. Now I get to brag. I get to brag about you. I'm going to brag 3 ways. First off, very simply, in all the years that I've known you, and I'll look in particular at this year, I can never remember a harsh word from you. You have always treated me with the utmost of respect, and for that I thank you very, very much. It has been absolutely wonderful to have you in the class with me. It's been absolutely wonderful to see you in the hall. You always say hello. And those are the kinds of things that make my job very, very important. Number 2 is your willingness. And as I say these words, please understand that I have not had all of you in our classroom. But from what I have seen of the people in our classroom, you are a willing bunch of people. Never have I had a single soul who has refused to dig in, refused to tackle the job. And those of you who've been in my classroom, I'm telling you, you have had a big job. If you don't believe me, you take a look at this table. There are 37 books here that represent the books that were read by my modern literature classes this past year. When I came up here yesterday afternoon to set this display up, I set it up and I stood out here And I'll tell you, tears almost came to my eyes because I was so proud of what you had been able to do. 37 books by modern literature students. And if this is an indication of what everybody else in this class can do, I'm telling you, we are in pretty darn good shape. And I'd like the audience to recognize the accomplishments and the potential of this class of 1998. Would you do it now, please? They're clapping only for you. Doesn't that feel good? About 12 or 13 years ago, one of the graduates in this room made a sign, made a picture for her father. And until today, this picture was hanging in his bedroom. It was hanging in a position where it could be seen from the bed. You can't see it, so I'm going to describe it to you. It has some little faces on it. It has some stars. But what it has across the center is the word children. And we never know what goes on in the minds of our young children. But this girl made a sign for her father, and as I looked at that sign day in and day out, it served as a beacon to me. And it reminded me why I've been here nearly over half of my adult life. It's because of children. That's why we're here. So I thank you, Hillary Haynes, for providing the inspiration, once again, for this afternoon's commencement address entitled Tomorrow's Children. Nearly 50 years ago, a man named Puller, a Marine colonel who was eventually to be promoted to the rank of lieutenant general, and who today sets the standards for all Marines since his time. I know there are Marines in here this afternoon, and I'm sure every single one of them knows the name Chesty Puller. But in 1950, the Korean War had been underway for several months, and Chesty Puller was out at Camp Pendleton in California. He was training his troops to be deployed to Korea. While he was training his troops, one afternoon he decided to visit the base hospital. And by that time, wounded soldiers were coming back from Korea, and he thought he would talk with them, visit with them, to see how things had gone. And when he went in to the wards and visited with the young Marines, he discovered that many of the injuries that these Marines had encountered were self-inflicted. They had been frightened on the battlefield, and they figured the only way out was to shoot themselves. And at that time, Chesty Puller said, "There's nothing wrong with today's kids. Their leadership has just gone all to hell." And in our families and in our schools and in our country today, we have people crying for leadership. As we experience fragmentation, alienation, hopelessness, violence, it's no secret to any member of this graduating class that there are three things that are absolutely vital to my life. Number one is my family, number two is my school, and number three is my country. But these three elements, I feel, are out of harmony. They need to be brought back into harmony. We need unification. And I believe that the only way we can glue these things together is through education. And the education I'm talking about doesn't mean more computers, it doesn't mean more televisions, it doesn't mean more compact discs, it doesn't mean more sex education courses, and it doesn't mean more anti-drug programs. What we need is better education at home. I believe that we as parents are not preparing our children as effectively as we might. Leadership all across the board seems to have gone awry. And we need some Elmer's glue. You all know what Elmer's glue is. Originally it was white. There's also Carpenter's glue. I'm proposing a new type of glue. It hasn't been marketed yet, but I'm calling it the family glue. And if you want an idea of what family glue is all about, you can ask Jenny DeMarinis. Jenny's sitting here this afternoon. Jenny will tell you that the family glue for her family is the business. Boston Tailoring has been in this community for at least 3 generations, and Jenny will say that that business is one of the things that holds that family together. They work alongside each other, they know the business, and they're working for a common goal. You can ask Christy Fletcher. Christy Fletcher knows about the glue because her father has established what's called a Friday night family night, in which the members of the family are expected to be there, where they engage in activities as a unit. You can ask Lisa Crosby. Lisa Crosby comes from a very, very fine family. Not only does she have family glue, but she has the glue of the church. And those 2 things help glue that family together. You can look at my friend Derek Palmer. Derek Palmer is one of 2 people who operate the Palmer farm. Derek and his father. Now Derek has come to understand the importance of that family farm. It's amazing, and it's absolutely gratifying. I'm sure he will tell you the same thing. He did not understand the importance of working alongside of his father in pursuit of a common goal. You can look at Mark Sturgeon. You've heard this story before. Maybe I've told you, or maybe you've heard it from Mark himself. But the Mark Sturgeon comes from a family which has a no-fail system. You're not allowed to fail in a Mark Sturgeon family. If somebody stumbles, the other members of the family come by to pick them up. These are examples of the glue that I think we need. We need family glue. And this family glue provides a springboard to education. We need leadership and we need commitment to these things. Absolutely vital. Because without family glue, tomorrow's children may very well be tomorrow's orphans. Our schools are suffocating. Extensive legislation, massive regulations, victims of the latest educational gimmick or program. We've allowed our schools to become too complex. We're trying to do too many things. We're asked to provide far more, I believe, than can reasonably be done. Many of the jobs that are done in school are those which were formerly done by parents. For example, Mrs. Haynes graduated from Bellows Free Academy in 1965. At that time, 85% of the people who drew a paycheck from this school were classroom teachers. Today, it's 40. You tell me that our job is not becoming more complex. I've taken some sample polls. Some of you have been in the class when I've done it. I'll put 3 words on the board: sports, jobs, and school. And I'll ask students, which of the 3 are you most afraid of missing? 1 and/or 2, sports, jobs. 3, always school. And we wonder why our scores are declining. We wonder why Johnny can't read anymore. We've recentered the SATs, the Scholastic Aptitude Test, so that we can feel good about what we're doing. There's nothing wrong with today's kids. We need leadership, and we need to find a balance between the jobs of the parents and those of the school. Our country is rocked by scandal, it's rocked by violence, it's rocked by declining morality, and we seem to be unable to overcome these problems. Now, our leadership is called into question. The examples that we too often get are not the examples that we need. 10 years ago, my family and I were attending the Williston Federated Church in Williston as my home church, the church I grew up in. And Reverend Cotant had for about a month been asked by the parishioners when he was going to talk about the issues. And at that time, the issues were issues of the clergy. Jimmy Swaggart, Jim and Tammy Baker. And Reverend Cotant said at that time on April 10th, 1988, he said that he had believed that we've lost our moral compass. That while we may have had a compass and a needle, we didn't have a North Star. Now, his way of taking care of it, at least addressing the problem, was through the 10 Commandments. I don't know that he's right, I don't know that he's wrong, but certainly he had a system to try to figure out a way to bring things back into balance. If you want an example of leadership, which is so very, very vital, 1998 and beyond, I know there are 20 students in this graduating class who become very, very friendly with a man named Truman. 992 pages of Harry Truman. And they went through it. And now Harry Truman is a real person, and I believe that each of those 20 people will tell you that Harry Truman will probably go down perhaps as our last great president. And I'll tell you why. Two things. One, family. Two, education. Born in 1884 in Lamar, Missouri, farm kid. He learned the value of hard work. He learned to love his family. And he acquired an education. Never graduated from college, but he was a very educated man. And the reason he was an educated man is that he loved history. An avid reader. He studied U.S. history, he studied world history. He came to understand people out of our past who shaped what was called, and what still may be called today, the greatest nation on earth. And through his mother's strength and his mother's guidance and his father's initiative, he went on to become President of the United States. He learned the value of people. 1948, his Whistle Stop campaign, where he went out to meet the people. He was behind terribly in the polls and rallied because he went out to see the people, talked to them, found out about it, and won that election. He didn't do it alone. He had a tremendous supporting cast, one man in particular, a man by the name of George Catlett Marshall. General Marshall served in two capacities in the Truman administrations. One as the Secretary of Defense, and the other as the Secretary of State. Well, General Marshall was a man of few words. He was a great listener. And on the occasion of President Truman's 64th birthday in May of 1948, he was invited. He and Mrs. Marshall were invited to a private birthday party. He attended. Several people had given testimonials to the value, the leadership shown by President Truman. And suddenly, General Marshall pushed back his chair, he stood up, and put his knuckles on the table. And at this point, the room was dead silent. And he said, "The full stature of this man will only be proven by history. But I want to say here and now that there has never been a decision made under this man's administration affecting policies beyond our shores that has not been made in the best interest of this country. It is not the courage of these decisions that will live, but the integrity of the man." And President Truman was overwhelmed. His eyes filled up with tears. He was speechless because the man he considered to be the greatest statesman in America had given him the most beautiful compliment he'd ever received. And when this happens by a great man such as General Marshall, you have to understand that we have or had a leader in our midst. Several weeks ago, I attended some Memorial Day observations, various celebrations. They're held on various days, there are various parades, days off, speeches, and I began to wonder, does anybody care when Memorial Day really is? Holidays today seem to be holidays of convenience, oftentimes geared around the business world. President's Day blowout, Veterans Day madness sale. And I'm wondering if the day will come when nobody, or very few, will understand the significance of these holidays and the fact that perhaps they might be better observed on the day that they are listed. Even birthdays today are held when convenient. We need some Elmer's U.S. glue. We need a commonality. We need a simple unity that is shared by everybody. And I believe this is necessary, absolutely necessary, for tomorrow's children. Now, so far, I haven't painted a very pretty picture. We have a country which is lacking solid leadership, lacking direction, filled with violence. We have schools which come in third behind jobs and sports. We have families struggling to find answers, either at home or from somebody else. But I'll tell you, there is not anyone in this room this afternoon who is more optimistic than I am. Now, I'd be foolish to paint such a grim picture without offering a plan. And so that's what I'm about to do. Not only am I offering this class a plan, I'm giving you an assignment, which I believe is my last, most urgent, and most important assignment. Number one, you need to learn about your country. You need to engage in it. You need to travel your country. In the last 10 years or so, my family and I have traveled 35 or 38 states. We have come to understand that this country is not all switchblades and knives and incest and rape. That there are some beautiful areas out there, and there are some wonderful people who inhabit those areas. But your country is not going to come to you. You're going to have to go out and find it. For example, you can go to Boston and walk the Freedom Trail. You don't have to go to a Red Sox game. You don't have to shop. You can go and walk the Freedom Trail and find out what's out there. You can go to Independence, Missouri and take a look at the Truman Home and the library. You can go to West Branch, Iowa to find the birthplace of Herbert Hoover, who was born in a house that's hardly much bigger than a playhouse. His father's blacksmith shop out back. You can go to Parris Island, South Carolina, where generations of Marines have been trained to go into battle to defend our freedom. In Washington, you can go to the Lincoln Memorial. You can stand right beside Abraham Lincoln. You can go to the Vietnam Memorial Wall. You can walk up to it. You can see the names on it. You can see yourself in it. And you can watch the tears fall down your cheek. You can go to the Korean War Memorial. You can drive down Interstate 95 through the state of Virginia, and you'll start to see signs for Chancellorsville and Fredericksburg. Everybody in here knows something about the Civil War, but I'm telling you, when you see those signs, when you step out of your car and walk the land, you'll suddenly realize the significance of losing over 500,000 of our own people because they fought with each other. You can go to Montgomery, Alabama, to the Civil Rights Memorial, designed by Maya Lin, also the creator of the Vietnam Memorial. While you're in Montgomery, Alabama, you can go to the Dexter Avenue Church where Martin Luther King preached. You can look up the hill at the former capital of the Confederacy. These places, these things are out there. You can go to Los Alamos, New Mexico, and go to the Los Alamos Lab. You walk into the museum and see 2 reproductions of Fat Man and Little Boy, the 2 bombs which were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. And I'm telling you, when you look at those bombs, you will conclude, how in the world could something that small cause that much destruction? You can go to Topeka, Kansas, to the Monroe School. Monroe School and the Brown name are synonymous. There's an important Supreme Court decision handed down in 1954, Brown versus the Board of Education. It has been recently named a National Historic Site. And when you go there, I want you to look at the registry. You may have to go back some, and I want you to come back someday and tell me the name of the first official visitor at that National Historic Site. And I'll tell you who it is. I won't tell you who it is, but I'm telling you, she's sitting right in this class of 1998. She was the first one. You can go to West Point and look at the United States Military Academy, where generations of scholars and soldiers have come out, educated and ready to fight for our country. You can go to Dyersville, Iowa, and play ball on the Field of Dreams. There are people who are there, lots of them. And the makers of the film were absolutely right. If you build it, he will come, they come. Not only that, but they're out there looking through the cornfield. You tell me people in this country are not dreaming, that they're not looking for something. Closer to home, you can visit Vermont's National Park, the new one, in Woodstock, Vermont, thanks to the generosity of the Rockefeller family. You can go to Fort Ticonderoga, New York. You can visit the Shelburne Farms, very close to home. Tomorrow's children need this. They need your education, they need your curiosity, and they need your leadership. The second item, make education a top priority. You start with yourself. You're getting a high school diploma this afternoon, start here. And I'm not talking about education just in your field. I'm not talking about education in terms of grade point average. You need to make a commitment to become an educated human being. Education, I do not believe, can be legislated. It must come from a desire to improve oneself. And I'm asking you to put as much into your education as your teachers have put in educating you. You see, each generation is a bridge to the next. If your education bridge is flimsy, trouble is going to follow. Remember, and some of you have heard me say this before, if you learn nothing, you leave nothing. The last one is our families. We need strong, simple values which never bend. Leadership is a must. Leadership cannot be weak or vague. You are responsible for shaping your child's values and your child's personality. And don't you send me a child who's not curious. Don't send me a child who does not love his country, or who says the work is too hard or doesn't have time, or who is not respectful, or who cannot behave properly. You take care of it. You take charge, and pass your lessons on to tomorrow's children. If you do, you will have nourished them well. In just a few moments, you're going to receive your diplomas. But I'm telling you, the real work is ahead of you. One final story. 1964, January of 1964, I was a second semester freshman at Norwich University in Northfield, Vermont. The president of our college at that time was Major General Ernest Harmon, a veteran of World War II. He was with Patton. He was about 5'7", and he had no neck. He also had a gravelly voice. And on this one particular noon meal, General Harmon came into the mess hall, went to the microphone, and addressed the Corps of Cadets. And he said, "Just because you've made it through the first semester, don't think you can back your ass up against a radiator during the second." And I say the same thing to you. You're going to get a diploma, but don't you back your rear ends up against a radiator and think you're going to coast it on home. Now, if this is any indication, these books on this table are any indication of the potential that this class has, I'll tell you, I feel very good. And in closing, I want you to remember this. In the years to come, when your children come to you for nourishment, you make sure that you have whole milk to give and not skim. I thank you for your attention.
Good afternoon. Weren't they great? I'd like to thank Mrs. Kwanzaa, our choral director, and Mr. Bushy, who are here this afternoon to provide live music for this program. Thank you very much, and students, for taking the time out to be with us. I am once again delighted to say a few parting words to the class of 1998 for their exemplary work at Bellows Free Academy. Today signifies the successful completion of the Bellows Free Academy course of study for each member of this class. They have completed all the requirements for the BFA diploma. You have had 4 good years at the Academy and have left your mark on our long tradition of excellence. You have met the challenges and succeeded in meeting all requirements for graduation. I am confident that you are prepared to meet new challenges as you go forward today to explore new options and opportunities. Graduates, you have been very fortunate to have many people who care very deeply about your success. At this time, I want to thank your parents for their support and willingness to go the extra mile for you. This is a very proud moment for them. Thanks, parents, for your care and concern about your son or daughter. Mr. Haynes, Heidi, and Krista, thanks for your very thoughtful words today, and especially your inspirational message, Mr. Haynes. As I suspect all of you understand, preparing for this activity takes a lot of work that goes behind the scenes, before and afterward of this program. I thank the secretaries, the custodians, and especially Mrs. Dunsmore and Mrs. Pierce for their work in preparing the programs in this facility for graduation. Your effort once again has made this activity a very special event for graduation day. To all of these, I say thanks for caring. Your assistance is vital to the success of this graduation event. Class of 1998, you are a talented and excellent group of young adults. You can be anything that you want to be. Today, as you leave BFA for 4 corners of the world, always maintain your integrity. Do not allow anyone to corrupt your thinking or your actions. Whenever you face a difficult choice, make sure you do the honest thing. It should always be your guiding light. Remember, no matter what the circumstances, only you can lose your integrity. Graduates, I've enjoyed working with you for the past 4 years. Best wishes for continued success. And by the way, we have one final event Monday evening at 7 p.m. at Pulteney. Our girls are going to seek and come home with the girls' softball state championship. At this time, I'd ask Mr. Levis to join me so we can make the final award and scholarship presentations.
As you've heard us say a number of times this week, BFA is very fortunate to have a large number of awards and scholarships to give to seniors each year. Several of them have been given out already at the brunch, at the athletic banquet, and at class night. Academic gold pins are awarded to students who have earned 32 or more trimester A's in their courses at BFA. This year's seniors who have earned that status and will receive semester A pins today are Sarah O'Coin, Jennifer Baybrook, Sarah Blanchard, Rebecca Klaus, Heidi Constantine, Krista Kuchar, Christina Kuchar, Ian Doig, Margaret Godin, Eric Kenyon, Aaron Mahoney, Rachel Salyer, Marcy Sawyer, Catherine Tarr, Lucas Thompson, Carlton Ward. Would you please come forward? Congratulations again. Believe it or not, 7 students have 40 or more semester or trimester A's in their high school career. They are, and when I read your name, please come to the stage in alphabetical order: Heidi Constantine, Krista Kucher, Christina Kucher, Ian Doig, Eric Kenyon, Rachel Sallier, Catherine Tarr. Congratulations again on your accomplishment. As you know, since you've been with us at BFA in the last 4 years, we've had an ever-revising and ever-changing attendance policy. But through all the attendance, be they excused, unexcused, 4-day warning, 6-day warning, 8-day warning, 11-day warning, or whatever, one of you has been in school every day for 4 years. This year, the Perfect Attendance Award goes to Jessica Scanlon. The Chauncey B. Warner Memorial Scholarship Fund was established in June of 1986 by the Board of Managers of the Warner Home for Little Wanderers as a memorial to his many years of dedicated service to the needy children of Franklin County. These scholarships are presented to seniors who have been accepted in a post-secondary undergraduate program and are based on financial need and initiative. This year's recipients are Heidi Constantine, Christina M. Kucher, Martina Newell, and Mark Sturgeon. The George M. Dunsmore Memorial Scholarship is given each year in memory of George Dunsmore, who was a driving force in the field of agriculture. George was a 1960 graduate of BFA and taught at BFA for a number of years. This year's recipients are Katie Driver and Catherine Tarr. The Kemper Peabody Scholarship was established by the trust of Mrs. Ethel Peabody. This scholarship is awarded equally to one male and one female graduating senior who will continue his or her education at an accredited 2- or 4-year college or university. This year's recipients are Rebecca Klaus and Ian Doyle. The MacArthur Scholarship was established by Fletcher E. and Louise E. MacArthur to be given to one male and one female student pursuing higher education. Applicants must be of high scholastic standards and have a financial need. The MacArthur Scholarship may be renewed until the selected persons finish their college term or until they no longer attend or are enrolled in the said institution. This year's recipients are Krista Kucher and Lucas Thompson. The Michael DeShano Scholarship was established by the New England Central Railroad and family and friends in recognition of Mike's commitment to higher education. This scholarship is given to an outstanding student to further their education in the field of business. This year's recipient is Sarah O'Coin. The National Merit Scholarship Commendation recognizes those students who have shown exceptional academic promise. This year's recipient is Rachel Salyer. The St. Albans Rotary Awards are made annually by the St. Albans Rotary Club to honor the outstanding senior boy and senior girl. These awards are named in honor of two Rotarians who were also leaders in education, Paul B. Trahan, former superintendent of schools, and Jesse B. Sunderland, former BFA headmaster. A monetary award is presented to each recipient, and the plaques at BFA are engraved with the recipient's name. This year, the recipients are Nathan Archambault and Heidi Constantine. The Stephen Allen and Mary Mazza Myers Family Remembrance Scholarship is given to a BFA senior who is in the top 10% of the class, who has participated in extracurricular activities, and who has been accepted for further study at a college or university. The scholarship is given in memory of Stephen and Mary Myers, dedicated educators and caring friends to many in the St. Albans and Fairfax communities. This year's recipient is Marcy Sawyer. The Stranahan Trust was established by Mr. William W. Seymour as a memorial to Mr. and Mrs. Stuart Stranahan in appreciation for their kindness to him as a small boy. This year's recipients are Heidi Constantine, Ian Doig, Rebecca Minier, and Catherine Tarr. The Bellows Free Academy Trustee Awards are given annually to the senior girl and senior boy who have shown the greatest attendance, social, and academic improvements in their time at Bellows Free Academy. This year's recipients are Martina Newell and Darren Raymond. I will now ask Jessica Jetty to join me on the stage. Jessica is a recent recipient of the UVM Vermont Scholars Scholarship. Jessica?
Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, I'm a recent graduate of the University of Vermont, and I was a Vermont Scholar myself, and I'm here to share with you a little bit about the scholarship that I'm about to present. More than 15 years ago, the Vermont Scholars Program was created by the University of Vermont to recognize the state's top graduating seniors. Students selected as Vermont Scholars are among a select group of high school seniors in the state. They generally rank among the top 10% of their graduating class, have SAT scores that rank among the top in the state of Vermont, and most importantly, they immerse themselves in a competitive academic experience throughout their high school careers. Beyond their academic excellence, Vermont Scholars also stand out as leaders in their schools and in their communities. Vermont Scholars receive scholarships ranging from a minimum of $500 up to the total cost of attending UVM. In addition, these students will be given preference in on-campus housing as well as in course selection. They also have the opportunity to participate in a number of special programs and events throughout the year that are especially designed for the Vermont Scholars Program. Please join me in congratulating this year's Vermont Scholars as they come forward to receive their certificates of recognition. Margaret Godin, Eric Kenyon, Rebecca Minier, Catherine Tarr, Thomas Waltz.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Bellows Free Academy Board of Trustees, I congratulate the class of 1998. I also commend the faculty and staff, parents, and members of the community for their enduring assistance, guidance, and support of the graduates. Everyone has worked diligently towards this goal, and we are proud of these graduates, the class of 1998. We shall celebrate their strengths and triumphs, and we will continue to provide them with our encouragement. At this time, many people offer advice and words of wisdom to graduates, hoping to help them achieve greater success, avoid undue problems, or gain increased understanding of new situations. I, too, through the words of Maya Angelou, shall propose some thoughts for consideration by the class of 1998. Living well is an art which can be developed. First, you will need these basic talents to build on: a love of life, the ability to take great pleasure from small offerings, an assurance that the world owes you nothing and that every gift is exactly that, a gift. A recognition that people who differ from you, be it in gender, sexual orientation, race, age, class, ability, religion, political stance, or cultural inheritance, are resources to deepen and enrich your knowledge of the world as well as yourself, and can be founts of fun, and if you are lucky, even convivial comrades. Living life well also requires a readiness to forgive. Remember your own shortcomings, and when you encounter another with flaws, don't be eager to righteously seal yourself away from the offender forever. Remember that life is an ongoing adventure. We leave home each day, acting and believing that we will reach our destination with no unusual event startling us out of our set expectations. The truth is that we know nothing. Life is pure adventure, and the sooner we realize that, the quicker we will be able to treat life as art. To bring out all our energies to each encounter, to remain flexible enough to notice and admit that what we expected to happen did not. We are creative, and we can invent new scenarios as often as they are needed. Finally, life seems to like the ones who live it. Money and power can liberate if that is how they are used, but they can also imprison and limit when used to control and oppress. BFA class of 1998, over the past 4 years, you have been well prepared and sustained by your diverse supporters. You have a foundation from which you can both achieve your own personal goals and contribute to the vitality of your community. Again, I congratulate you. I also wish you good luck and that you may live well. We will now present the diplomas.
Trish Sue Allen, National Honor Society, pro merito. Keith David Anjay, pro merito. Nathan Kyle Archambault, National Honor Society, pro merito. Lamario A. Arnold. Sarah R. Acoin, pro merito, National Honor Society.
Good luck. Nice having you with us.
Curtis Babby, pro merito. Jesse Bates. Rachel Stacy Lee Bates. Bo James Baxter, National Vocational Technical Honor Society. Jennifer Lynn Baybrook, pro merito and National Honor Society. Lori A. Bolio, National Vocational Technical Honor Society and pro merito. Tracy Beauregard, Jessica Bouchard. Carrie Joy Belanger, pro marital. Jennifer Lynn Belanger. Erica Lynn Bassett, pro marital and National Honor Society. Jared Bassett, National Vocational Technical Honor Society, pro marital. Connie Bevins. Rachel J. Billigan. Patrick W. Bingold. Sarah Blanchard, National Honor Society from America. Katie A. Bliss. Jenna Marie Lewin. Anthony S. Blow. Justin D. Bois, National Honor Society for America. Stephanie A. Bourgeois, National Honor Society for America. Brent E. Brace. Ashley Gray. Congratulations. For America. J. Ryan Gray. Rachel Rowe from America. Sean Stewart Brock. Kimberly Louise Bronson. Jeremy Barrasso. Wayne Russell Bernard, National Vocational Technical Honor Society. Courtney E. Burns. Faith Alicia Burt from America. Lisa L. Callahan, National Honor Society, National Vocational Technical Honor Society, and from America. Larry Paul Cameron. Luke Sean Patrick Shawno. Dustin Joseph Churchill. Rebecca C. Klaus, National Honor Society for America. Courtney Eloise Epperson Cochran. Heidi Constantine, National Honor Society for America. Jesse J. Corliss. Joseph G. Cody for America. Kyle Donald Kunis. Krista Kucher, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. Christina M. Kucher, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. Sarah Ellen Bradbury Cronin, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. Lisa Crosby, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. Christopher Donald Cullen. Josh Allen Dane. Sean Arthur Godwin. Alyssa DeGraff. Jennifer Maria DeMarinis. Matthew Brian Derry. Angie DeLands.
Good luck.
That's National Vocational Honor Society. Ian William Doig, National Honor Society and Pro Merito. Katie Elizabeth Driver, Pro Merito. Jason Elwood. Samuel Hart Farrar. Jamie Fish. Michael E. Fitzgerald, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. Christy L. Fletcher. Hassan Lamont Fulton. Joshua Patrick Godwin. Daniel Paul Gallagher. Katie E. Gladden from Merito. Margaret M. Godin, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. Heather Marie Gagno, Pro Merito. Jeremy John Gosling. Heather Mary Greenfield. Krista L. Rippon, National Honor Society, National Vocational Technical Honor Society, and Pro Merito. Jessica Ann Groff, National Vocational Technical Honor Society. Dennis Charles Gillette, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. Cordelia Gunawin. John David Goyette, National Vocational Technical Honor Society. Carl Paulback. Hillary Lynn Heldrico. Hillary Laurel Haynes, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. O'Brien Holmes. Benjamin Jeffrey Howard. Jacob David Ivey. Sherry L. Jones. Eric Charles Kenyon, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. Greg Robert Kerwick, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. Bonnie Lee LaFountain, National Vocational Technical Honor Society.
Good luck.
Andrea Elizabeth Lambesi. Demetra Lambesi. Roland LaRush, National Honor Society, Vocational Technical Honor Society, and Pro Merito. Ben S. Lavalley. Heather M. Levine. Jamie K. Lawyer. Kevin Edward Leahy, National Honor Society and Pro Merito. Todd Hunter Ledoux. Stephen John Elesperance. Christy Letourneau. Wei Ki Lin. Kathleen Ray Little. Pro Merito. Alyssa Sarah Lothian, National Vocational Technical Honor Society. Christy L. Lucier, Pro Merito. John Thomas McCallum, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. Erin Dana Mahoney, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. John Malbuck, Pro Merito. Crystal Ann Martell, National Vocational Honor Society, Pro Merito. Melissa Ann Martell. Nathan R. Minier. Rebecca Minier, National Honor Society, Pro Merito. Okay. Igor Evgenovich Miroshnichenko. Carrie Lynn Montgomery, National Honor Society, National Vocational Technical Honor Society, and Pro Merito. Mary Catherine Moore. Stephen R. Morin. Amy Lane Moser. Martina Marie Newell, Pro Merito. Sarah Marie Palladino. Derek M. Palmer, pro merito. Burton Alfred Paquin III. Christina Lynn Peace. Renee Pelletier. David J. Persons, pro merito. Paul David Picknett, National Honor Society, pro merito. Leanne Prinzing, pro merito. Darren K. Raymond. Jennifer Reed. Kylie Wells Reed. Catherine Claire Riley, National Honor Society and pro merito. Chris Thomas Richards, National Vocational Technical Honor Society. Andrew L. Robtoy. Ty James Robtoy. Erica Ann Rushlow. Angela Lee Rogers, National Honor Society, pro merito. Crystal Lee Rogers. Frank Rooney. Matthew Craig Rooney. Jolene N. Root. Natalie Marie Ross, pro merito. Lance E. Royce. John Douglas Rushford. Tasha Marie St. Francis. Rachel Allison Sawyer, National Honor Society, pro merito. Sawyer. Stephen Sawyer, pro merito. Marcy Sawyer, National Honor Society, pro merito. Jessica A. Scanlon. Keith Howard Schmoll. Mary K. Schreindorfer, pro merito. Kelly M. Scott. Matthew Robert Scott. Kelly Ann Senesac. Jamie Shea. Maria Carlson Shea. Kyle William Fink. Eric Scott Spooner, National Vocational Technical Honor Society. Braden Nelson Steele. Thomas William Steinitz Jr. Crystal Lisa Stone, pro merito. Mark Joseph Sturgeon, National Honor Society and pro merito. Angela Rose Swainbank. Travis James Sweeney. Michelle Lynn Talley. Catherine Sarah Tarr, National Honor Society pro merito. Casey Arthur Tatro, National Honor Society pro merito. Got it. Nabasuki Tatsumura. Jason Gary Taylor. Jason Allen Teague. Edwin F. Tashif. Jamie Lee Tharp. Ryan A. Tebow. Lucas Edwin Thompson, National Honor Society pro merito. Jacqueline Rose Traynor, pro merito. Dustin Tremblay, National Vocational Technical Honor Society. Gabriel John Trevento. Christina Marie Trombley, National Vocational Technical Honor Society. Jody Lynn Trombley. Sarah Elizabeth Vignera. Tanya Marie Vincelette. Thomas John Waltz, National Honor Society pro merito. Carlton John Ward, National Honor Society pro merito. Robin Denise Ward. Robert J. Warner, pro merito. Christopher M. Webb. Christina M. Webster, pro merito. Kevin Michael Wells. Jesse Ira Werner, pro merito. Dawn Marie Whalen. William J. White. Aaron Whittemore. Megan Eileen Willie. Keith Edward Williams. Heather Young, National Honor Society, National Vocational Technical Honor Society, and pro merito.
ready? Get this little guy from your left and flip him over. Ready? 1, 2, 3.